Hello, ladies, gentlemen. Welcome to another sporadic Downtown Jason Brown video. And from the title of this video, which I'm probably going to have it be very trollish. So the title doesn't mean anything. So, the concept of this video, I'm going to be ranking every VWU World Champion that we have had up until Roman Reigns. I did... Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, excuse me again. I did not include Jamal because he just became champion, so it wouldn't be fair to rank him until his reign's over. But that being said, I got all the VW champions. I even got 2 Malik reigns. We have his first reign and his second reign. So let us begin with the first person I see on this list. This is Nathan Explosion. Nathan Explosion won the VW World title back at Most Wanted 2018 in an Elimination Chamber. Second ever VW World Champion. First VW World Champion that was a fantasy character. However, he does hold the record for having the shortest reign, and he did go one and done. Nathan really didn't do too much with the title, and I'm not saying that, you know, as a dig at V or anything like that, but with how short his reign was, you really couldn't do a whole lot, considering V's schedule, because V does he doesn't do it as often as everyone else, so that is a big hindrance for the Nathan Explosion reign. So Nathan Explosion his title reign is a D rank. Now, you see these two right here. It's supposed to say redacted for both of them because these are 2 champions that we do not talk about. So I'm just going to move them right here. If you know, you know. Now, I'm going to skip Roman for now. I want to do someone else because we did talk about Nathan Explosion's reign being so short. Let's go to the second shortest reign, which, I'm not going to lie, irritates me, but, you know, I'm just being honest with you. That being Claudio Dragonheart with 39 days. However, in those 39 days, he was able to at least defend the title 3 times. He had a great world title match with Zaya Steele. Thanks to yours truly. I'm just kidding. And Claudio is someone that you could see being the world champion VW. However, I guess it just wasn't be for him to have it for that long. But he was able to have, you know, like I said, 3 defenses, put on some really good matches, went up against a lot of guys who really didn't get too many opportunities at the VW world title. But with his reign being so short, Claudio really couldn't get a good ball rolling on a better reign. Again, if circumstances were different, Claudio would have an S tier reign, but as it stands, I have to give Claudio's VW World Title reign a B. Now, we're gonna... This man right here, Zaya Steele, he's the next one on our rank. Now, Zaya, he's a guy who I wanted to see be that true first heel world champion that we really needed. I mean, Nathan Explosion, yeah, he was a heel. Brett Haskins, I'll get to him in a bit. But I thought he was going to be like that real good heel champion. And I'm telling you something, Zaya Steele's reign was amazing, fucking amazing. But I think it was just people had different mindsets of how they wanted his reign to go. I wanted to book him as heel, as a heel world champion. I've seen I saw Hit, and everyone else. They saw him more as a tweener. And another thing I think is just a little hindrance on his reign, just a little bit, was when he was involved with any story with the VW World Title, it seemed like there were other focal points that weren't Zaya Steele. I mean, when he was with Jamal, yeah, it was him and Jamal that were the focal point. But when it was everyone else, it seemed like there's other factors that were involved. Like I think with his reign, what should have been was he should have been every title match. He should have been the focus, but I feel like there was like some matches where he was involved with where there were guys who were going against Zaya that had like other demons in the closet or other factors playing into that came up after the match. Case in point, Charles, which it's kind of hard to explain, like what I mean by that. But with that being said, Zaya Steele had a fantastic reign. I was going to give him an A ranking, but Steele was such a damn good champion, I can't do anything else but to give him an S ranking. Zaya Steele definitely has an S ranking. I was going to give him an A ranking, but I think even with the hindrance of when it came to his tower defenses, sometimes it felt like him being the world champion wasn't the main factor. At the end of the day, he had a great reign. Now, we're going to get to Malik's 2 reigns. I believe his first reign is an S tier reign. And this is why. When he became champion, BWU was in a bit of a predicament. If you know, you know what transpired with the VW World Title. Prior to all that, VW needed a good champion to really hold that title, and Malik Brown's first reign, it was fucking phenomenal. I think he had some of his best work there. He may have been like the 4th champion, but he set the bar of what it means to be the VW champion. He went around, he defended that title wherever he could. Dream matches, giving people the opportunity at the VW World Title who usually don't, or who don't get opportunities at their own company's World Title. So how about give you the opportunity at the biggest prize in VW? His second reign, while good, I can't give it an S tier. The reason why was because near the end, it kind of dragged out. It kind of dragged out a little bit, which is not his problem. There was a lot of issues that were going on behind the scenes, so so it's not really Malik's fault. And I just think in his second reign, and I think compared to how he won his first world title and his second world title, night and day. I think on how big of a moment that was. When Malik finally became world champion, it was how a lot of people felt when Jamal Bedlam became world champion just a few days ago, or actually just yesterday. Malik was that original feeling with his first reign. His second reign, which I will talk about from the guy who he won it from, it just didn't hit like it was like the first reign did. The second reign may have been longer, but his first reign was just chef's kiss. Now, the man who he won the belt from, Brett Haskins. Now, Brett wanted, at most wanted, it was because of a triple threat match. He got involved because of his connections with the things that were going on in CCO at that time, and the heel management at that point were able to score him a world title match whenever he wanted. He got involved in the triple threat match with Malik, Claudio, and Sly Cooper, and he got the world title. He had, his reign was like 120 days, I believe, but Brett absolutely did nothing with that title. There's a reason why people have dubbed Brett Haskins the forgettable world champion, the forgettable VW world champion, because he did nothing with the belt. I mean, I understand why, because it was a D-Wall and Malik thing. I do believe that there was supposed to be more that happened. It's just circumstances happened. There was supposed to be like a sit-down conversation with D-Wall playing the voice of Brett Haskins and Malik, and they just go over the issues and the build-up. But the build-up to that match was just... It just wasn't. I mean, the match itself was great. I will give it that. It had a great match. So I'm not gonna give Brett a D list, but he's definitely a C. Only reason he's getting a C is because his only title match with Malik was a really good match, and the story that it told. It was just the build-up really didn't have much to it, if anything at all. It didn't really have much substance. Again, I think it was more in the fact that D and Malik, they had things in mind that they wanted to do with the story. It's just predicaments happened where they couldn't do it. So, Brett, his reign, of all the champions, he's definitely the weakest feeling, but it was just that world title match with Malik at Prestige 3 that saved him from being a D-list. But I was considering putting him at D. Now, Sly, longest reigning champion, and you're thinking, I'm going to put Sly as an S rank. I'm actually going to give Sly an A rank. Now, there's a lot of things I could say. A lot of them also my fault. Sly, the last couple of months of his reign really were kind of like, okay, there's something. Okay, it's mostly because of my fault, because the whole Clockwork storyline going on. So Sly was out for a good bit near the end of his reign. But I think with the issue, there were some issues, I think, with his reign that I felt. Not from myself, but I think it was just this overall arching. Maybe it's just something in my head where I felt like because Sly is fantasy, he was the world champion that wasn't supposed to be the world champion sometimes. I guess that's just a thing in my head. Because I know it's been years ago, but still to this day, it's like, it took forever to get Sly on the Prestige 5 commercial. Like, there was like 3 commercials, and it took until the 3rd one to actually get Sly in the damn commercial. So, I guess there was just this feeling where Sly, being the VW World Champion, like, he wasn't meant to be the VW World Champion, but he was, and he made and everything that I was able to do with him, and what Hit Kid was able to do with him, and everyone else who had Sly defend the title on their shows did great with them. I just wish Sly had more opportunities to defend it, like in companies like DCA, and maybe even like more VWS shows, but that was also during a time where there was like a lot of fatigue that was going on, and so Sly's reign was kind of hindrance from it. But overall, Sly, there's just certain aspects I think that keep Sly title reign from being an S tier. And again, it might be just in my own head, but he's definitely a strong A. Now, Roman Reigns, I am giving him an S tier. Top S tier. Now, we've needed a good heel world champion. I originally wanted Zaya Steele to be that, but again, people have different ideas of how they saw Zaya Steele. But Roman was the de facto, I want to say, truly first major heel VW world champion. And he was universally disliked. There was this big aura around him, which I hate using that word, but there was, and the whole Samoan Dynasty story, it played a huge factor where the Samoan Dynasty storyline brought people together in VW. I mean, you had Vin Taylor helping VW to fight off the Samoan Dynasty. If that doesn't prove that I think Roman Reigns has been the best VW world champion that we've had, then I don't know what will. But yeah, this is just how I feel. If you agree or disagree, let me know. And of course, go to tiermaker.com. This is a single use, so as soon as I exit off this, it's gone. But you could always make your own. Show me, like on the Discord, or make your own video response to this, and let's see how everyone else compares to when it comes to these ranking videos. But anyways, this was just something I wanted to do for fun. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all